Hey everyone, how are you? Back again for one of these impromptu morning shows. I mean, being Friday night here in Australia, it's about 10 p.m. local time down here. Just heading into Saturday, very early Saturday morning down here. But I had some more urgent stories that I had to tell you that happened just after we got out of the afternoon show. um, yeah, it's really, really interesting. I want to show you what happened. This happened down the road from me, literally probably about 10 minutes away, not even. And we saw it actually. We went out after the show very briefly, and we saw a whole bunch of police cars and cars getting pulled over. And I'm not sure if it's related, but I don't normally see that type of police activity in this area. So I would have to believe that it's related. Now, yeah, this is a really freaky story, and I'll explain why. At first glance, when you read this title, what is wrong with my camera? Hold on, guys. Who fucked with this? Camera, standard definition. All right. Yep, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. All right, now we can do it. Now we can get back to the headline here. Um, why am I laughing? It's like a really serious topic. Ping, come on. Woman's body spotted floating at popular beach, sparking urgent police investigation. Now, this happened down the road from me, Nepean Highway, where it says here Nepean Highway. Yeah, I'll make it bigger for you. Nepean Highway. I actually live off Nepean Highway. I'm not going to tell you the street I live on, but I actually live off Nepean Highway. So this is local to me. And we did see a whole bunch of cops around when we went out at about 5. What was it, about 5 p.m.? I don't know if it was related, but I don't know. We don't normally see all these like police set up with like conga lines and like looked like an American setup. It was very weird. I don't know if they're searching for something or someone. Don't know. Cakesboo said I did too once ping when I lived in St Kilda. Yeah, it was weird. I've never seen like stoppages and looking for stuff. I have no idea what they were looking for. They're saying here, a woman's body found floating in the ocean at a popular beach near Melbourne. The body was discovered by locals on Seaford Beach off the Nepean Highway in Frankston. Is Seaford Beach in Frankston? I don't think so. Hey, Cookie, Seaford Beach is not in Frankston. It's in Seaford. Why would they say it's in Frankston? That's weird. Seaford Beach is not actually, at least I don't think so. Yeah, it's not. It's not in. They said it's in Frankston. Frankston is like the closest big town, but it's not. Yeah, it's in Seaford. It goes Seaford, Kananook, Frankston. So it's like, yeah, they're the three stations: Seaford, Kananook, Frankston. So you're at least two train stations out from that beach. So, calling it Frankston, yeah, not really. But it is very strange. One of the details here in the article I want to show you. Apparently, emergency services were immediately called to the scene where police quickly established a crime scene. A second crime scene was also erected on a separate beach south of the area where several suspicious items were have found to have washed ashore. Detectives are trying to figure out if the items are related to the woman, and they say a second crime scene is in place on Frankston Beach, Frankston beachfront, after a number of items were located. Okay, Frankston beachfront is in Frankston. Seaford is in Seaford. They're about, like I said, about two train stations away from each other. I can actually show you on a map, maybe. They're not like super close, but this is the detail I wanted to show you. That looks like blood staining to me, and not something I would expect to see if someone drowned. Like, if someone drowned in the ocean, I wouldn't expect to see blood staining on the I think it's wood chip, I think, or I'm not sure, sand, whatever it is. I wouldn't expect to see that much blood, not from a drowning victim. This almost looks like a DV incident, like a woman was hurt. So apparently this afternoon, detectives were seen door knocking nearby homes in the area, and the investigation remains ongoing. That's what they're saying right now. Investigation remains ongoing. They're saying here the person has yet to be identified as well, so they're not quite sure who this person is or how they ended up on this beach in the southeast of Melbourne today. So this is very odd. Normally when things like this happen down here, they get resolved pretty quickly. But the fact that we don't know too much more than that is a bit strange. And the fact that they don't know who the woman is also a bit weird. Let me see if I can grab anything from here. Let's go down. Okay, so her body's been taken to the medical examiner, or what we call a coroner in Australia, and they're waiting on a post-mortem examination, so an autopsy. So they're waiting on an autopsy examination for this woman. But other than that, they're not sure. And the fact that there was a body wash up and then items wash up further south, so the original place where the body was found, that is a little further towards the city. The place where the items that belong to her, it's a little further south. So you're going further away from the city. I'll show you the two locations here. Seaford Beach. I gotta be careful because it might be like, hey, do you want to go here from your home? I really need a computer that doesn't have all my search history and all my where I go on it. Okay, I'll show you very briefly. So this is Seaford Beach here. So as you can see, Seaford train station. It is in Seaford. So this is where her body was located, down here somewhere. I'm not quite sure where along the beach, but it's quite a coastline. Beautiful beach. I used to live a little further up here a number of years ago. I love it. So such a nice area. Very expensive actually now. Very expensive. And so if we go down, so her body was found somewhere on this beach in Seaford. So if we keep going down, right, we keep going further south. This is Frankston Beach. So you can see, you can almost walk it if you want to. This is Frankston Beach right here. So you go down here. Here's the pier and the landmark bridge, Cannonook Creek, which is pretty famous in its own right. The Frankston Yacht Club, and this is like Frankston Beach with the giant pier. This is where everyone takes photos when thunderstorms come over Melbourne. Everyone rushes to this pier and takes photos at the end of the pier. Happens every time. But as you can see, they're not too super far apart. So her items that may have belonged to her were found down here near Frankston Beach. So they may have drifted with the current. As you can see, the current tends to move onshore. So if those items were dumped offshore somehow or got into the water, they may have been pushed south. It is possible. You can see right here the current is running south in this photo. So it is possible maybe they got dragged downstream and deposited on the beach. That wouldn't surprise me either. That does happen. But yeah, as you can see, so I can walk you all the way up. So that's where her body was found, where her items were found here. And if we just keep going north a little bit, we keep going towards the city a little bit. Hey, I'll zoom out a bit. There we go. Go up a little bit here. There's Cannonook Beach. So Cannonook. And then we go up here and we get to Seaford. Seaford Beach, right here. So not too far from each other. They're pretty close. You could walk it if you wanted to. Um Our beaches are lovely. Hey, do you even have any beaches left? That cyclone, I think, took them all, right? Did they take them all? I'm not sure if you have any beach left. We can donate some sand to you, though. We could do that if you want. We could make it like a humanitarian mission to the Gold Coast. We brought you kilos and kilos of sand, metric tons. We'll help you out, our fellow Gold Coastians. We'll help you, because we've got great beaches down here. Yes. So there you go. There's your view. If I zoom out a little bit, you might be able to see just how close they are. All right, there you go. So the top of the screen, Seaford Beach, and then Frankston Beach down here. They're not too far away from each other, but they're not as close as the media tried to make it seem. Like this is Coringal. Frankston's like down here. It's not the same thing. Seaford, and then in the middle is Cananook. So yeah, they're not the same place. I think locals would be offended if you're like, "Oh, where do you live? I live in Seaford." "Oh, so you live in Frankston?" I think people would get very upset. I think people are like, "No, I live in Seaford," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay." I think they'd take offense to that. They'd fight you. They might fight you over it. But yeah, not a ton more information. Let me take you to the local news down here, and I'll get you a video of this if I can. Yeah, woman's body spotted yeah, so woman's body spotted floating at popular beach, sparking urgent police investigation. Then they found that blood. Sounds like sounds like she may have been hurt and then somehow got into the water. Let me take you to let me see if we got a I thought we did have a story here. Woman's body, channel 7, 9. Yeah. Oh, they didn't give us a video to watch? How dare they? It looks like they just sort of gave us um, some photos. There you go. Some crime scene tape. There you go. Do not cross. Crime Stoppers. That is very concerning, though. That photo. Yeah, this one right here. It's an awful lot of blood to just be hanging around on a beach. That looks like it looks like arterial. When you arterial, it looks like something deep enough that it would have sprayed, because you see, it's not all in one grouping. You have multiple parts. This is quite faded here. I don't know if that's because people have walked through it, but here you can see like it's in clumps. So you see like little clumps of it, and then down here again, it is in a faded type, like splotch. This almost looks like yeah, some sort of spray or droplets or something like that, but like a lot of it, like quite. This is a lot of blood. Like if you had this happen to you, you would need medical attention. This is enough blood to warrant like going to a hospital, getting stitches, something like that. It's enough blood where you could bleed out. It's enough to do that. So Cakesboo said 100%. So no family has come forward. No family as of yet has come forward, and we don't know exactly who this woman might be. We almost got some action at Ping's house. I just heard like people yelling outside of my window, like screaming, like I don't. There they Who's yelling? Did you hear that before? Who is that? That was so freaking weird. It's Friday night. It's like, I mean, it could be drunk people. There is a pub about 300 meters down the road, and we often get people walking back from the pub that are drunk. But that was weird. They were saying something like, "Don't don't you do that," or don't do that something. It was weird. They were like there was a bunch of them. There was like maybe like 2 or 3 women. I don't know what the frick. They were really angry, like, screaming. That was strange. Oh, the trials and tribulations of living in Melbourne. That was weird. I think they're gone now. I can't hear them anymore. Can you hear them? No, I think they're gone. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That's why I shut the stream off so I could go see who it was. It's over my back fence, so if you go this way on the stream, you guys can't see it, but there's a door here, and then behind that there's a fence that goes, out into the wilderness out there. Um, and there's like a main road there. That was weird. We don't normally get people that loud, even on a Friday night. That was but yeah, they were really angry. Really, really angry. I don't know what they were saying, but something like, "Don't do that," "You can't X, Y, and Z," something. I don't know. Don't know what they were fighting. I think they might be drunk people from the pub. That's Ping's guess. Ping's guess is that there's a pub around the corner, and I reckon they're probably walking back from the alcohol from the alcohol, guys, hold on. Sorry about that. I could hear someone out there, and I was like, "Who can?" Like my fences are like 13 feet tall, and they've got barbed wire on one side, so no one's getting in here. I promise. Ping tried to break into his own home one time when I locked myself out, and even I couldn't jump my own fence out the back because it's too tall. It's got a giant privacy screen on it. There's like no way you can jump it. It's very unstable. You can't put your weight on it. Um, but still, I don't like people creeping around in this back area. Not at this time of night, anyway. It's a bit strange. That's odd. Yeah, very yeah, the alcohol dispensary. That's right. I think that's where they've been. I'd say they're just drunk people, but they don't often yell aggressively like that. Yeah, so there we go. 2 crime scenes at 2 different places in the southeast of Melbourne and a woman's body, but that's all we know. And yeah, we definitely saw some police activity this evening. I don't know, like I said, don't know if it's related, but it was very strange. Even Mrs. Ping was like, "I don't think I've ever seen the cops do that." You know that cop car that we saw this evening? And it had that other car bailed up on the side of the road, like in the middle of the road, not on the side of the road. They were in the middle of the road, and it wasn't a breath test either. It was weird, and it was really strange. They had put like witches' hats down around them and the other car. I've never seen that in my whole entire life of living in Melbourne. It was almost like they were separating themselves from the traffic. It was it was very odd. I've never seen that. Glitter says, "And people running." Nah, they're not in my yard. Like I said, they can't get in here. And if they did, they'd have to deal with me. So, ain't no one coming in my backyard, I promise. But there is, like I said, there is a walkway just sort of this way. If I point this way, there's a door here and just sort of that way, there's a walkway that goes sort of through our front of our building. Hey, Penguin! Yeah, we're live. We're talking about dead women in Melbourne, apparently. Cakespoo said, I had a guy come to my bedroom window one night and say, how do I get in? I said, who are you? And he said, I've got your DoorDash delivery. Son ordered GYG. That's funny. You you thought you were getting some sort of like midnight booty call, and you're just like, wait, hold on, I didn't order a gigolo. What's going on here? I don't remember ordering this. Do they sell that on Uber Eats? Do they sell that on Uber Eats? I don't think so. I don't remember ordering a young man. Yeah, do you hear that? They're out there again. I hear it. They're further away though. They've gone down. I can hear them still. Oh well, whatever. Crazy women. Let's see if the cops come. If the cops come, then I'll go out there with the camera and I'll show you. I'll go out on my mobile and it can do live streaming. I'll show. That's very weird. Who the fuck is that? It's creepy. I blame Trish. I blame Trish. She sent me a ghost. I'm sure of it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. There's some sort of noises going on. Oh, it might be Danny. You know, it might be Danny checking it out. Maybe. Um, you were freaked out? Yeah. No, it's not a domestic. There's no couples that live, uh, well, there is, but they're not on, like, they wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be able to hear them. Above me is a single guy. Down there is like an old man. Behind me is my neighbor. He doesn't have a wife or anything either. And then I think the only couples are further down, and you wouldn't be able to hear them. Go investigate. Should we do what I did on holidays, and we'll take the mobile phone out and we'll walk around my neighborhood? Maybe we should do that one night. I'd do that. Ain't no one gonna mess with Ping. They're 6'1". No one tends to annoy me. Everyone annoys her. Every time we go out somewhere, everyone wants to talk to her, and I just sit there, and no one ever comes up to me. No one ever bothers me. No one ever wants to talk. Yet I'm the talky one, and she's the quiet one. Yet they all want to talk to her. It's so funny. Isn't that right? You've got that weird energy that draws people to come and talk to you. Me, I must have an energy that says, come near me and I'll punch you in the face. Which is funny because I'll talk to anyone, but no, I must have resting asshole face. They're just like, oh, that guy's going to be very mean, which is funny because I'm not normally. Yeah, there's someone out there. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I am going to go investigate. I'll take my phone. If I find anything interesting, I'll turn it on. Give me 1 minute. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to show you out here. Hold on. How do I control this? All right. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Let's see what we can find out here. Can I take this thing down? Style. How do we stop sharing? More layout, post comment, no destination. Screens. No, that's not it. No. Oh my god. Hold on, guys. You guys, it's fine. It's fine. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing off. Remove from stage. No, we want this. I don't know how to remove it. It's weird. All right, let's go. Let's see what's down here. I don't know. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone now. I don't know where they went. They're not at my house anymore, so who knows where they went. There's a burger place, and who knows. Let's see what we can find. All right. Bottle shop. There's a cafe. How do you get your shoes on that? How do you get your shoes on that fast? I don't know. Let's have a look up this road. Is there anyone here? I don't see anyone. I think they all went. I think they're just drunk people. That's what Ping thinks. See, like, down here, all the way down this road, there's a pub all the way down the end here. So, like, about, I don't know, like 500 meters, there's a pub. So, there's no one here. There's no one out here. Just cars. Just cars driving around. I don't see any creepy people. Like, there's just me out here. Yeah, it's pretty quiet, actually. There's like no one out here. All right. I'm going to go back to the big studio at home, okay? And so I don't dox myself, I'm not going to show you what direction I'm going to go. But we can talk, okay? I'll talk to you, but I won't show you where I'm going. So, hey, that car looks like our car. Hey, what are you doing here? Go home. What are you doing out here on a late night? Everyone thinks I'm probably mental because I'm talking to my phone. They're like, why are you talking to your phone? And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of those creepy people that walk around their neighborhood just talking into their bright phone. Yeah, maybe we need some sage because we have a ghost. Maybe. I don't think it was a ghost. Like I said, there is a pub. There is a pub further up. Oh, fellow with the dog. That's not him. I don't think that's who we're looking for. I don't think that's who we're looking for. All right. Let's see if we can get back inside. Hey, my neighbor's not here. Weird. She's always home. Okay, it wasn't her because she ain't here. All right. All right, we're going to go back into the big studio now. All right, guys, I'll see you in a second. Bye. Yeah, but Glitter, I turned like when I left my house, I completely went a different way. So even if somehow you figured it out, you wouldn't be able to get back to my house. So I ain't dumb. I ain't dumb. I've done this shit before. Yeah, there's no one out there. It was weird. I don't know who the hell's talking. Maybe it's we have balconies up further up. So there's like levels above me. Maybe someone's having a fight on a balcony. I didn't see anyone though, but what happened to my screen? I'm now a rectangle again. Are we both? Yeah, okay. I don't know what happened there. We're now rectangles again. We were a square at one point. Yeah. There. I kind of like the square. Yeah, we'll just keep it there. We'll just do that. We're out here in Miami. Glitter says now if you hear it again, I get some sage. All right. If we hear it again, I'll get some sage. But yeah, there's no one out there. I don't know. That was weird. It was like it was completely dead. I reckon it had to be drunk people. It was probably drunk people. Maria says, "Wow, the magic! You're outside and now you're here in the studio like that, like that. Yes, like that. I went through like a security door and like a swipey thing, and but you know, it's not that hard. Um, you're a nervous wreck for the people that were going to murder me in the street. Who would tell the story if I died? Because I won't be here to tell you anything from Melbourne. Who would be here to tell you the story? Like no one. Like there'd be no one. Uh, a little fun for a Friday night, I guess. We'll have to do that again. You know, Mrs. Ping always tells me that she wants me to take you guys to the beach. She's always like, "Why don't you take him to the beach down at down the road?" And I'm like, yeah, we could do that. We could go to the beach and hang out and tell true crime stories or whatever. We have a beach that's about, I don't know, 10 minutes away. Or, as Cakesboo likes to say, it's some sort of area with water, but it's not a beach. Hey Savatha, how are you, my friend? Glitter says, I guess we would have to, but we wouldn't be able to tell them where you were because you took a super secret highway. It's so funny. There's so many like streets around here. Like, the street I came out is actually a back street to another street that is where my apartment is. It's pretty funny. If you guys could actually see it, you'd be like, "What? Wow, why did you take all that effort?" Hold on. You wouldn't be chat famous if what? If what? You have to tell me the rest of it. If what? Oh, okay. Okay. Kathy says, "Who was bleeding on the beach?" So we don't know. So this happened in the southeast of Melbourne. So, like I was saying, I live in the southeast. It was off a road called Nepean Highway. Nepean Highway, actually, if you were watching when I went out to the road before and I showed you the pub, well, Nepean Highway is the opposite direction and it's about 800 meters away in the opposite direction. That's Nepean Highway. So, not too far from where all this happened. And they found a woman's body floating in the water. So A body has been found in the water at a beach in Frankston. I don't know why they've worded it like this. They say a body has been found in the water at a beach in Frankston, Melbourne. The body was found at Seaford Beach off the Nepean Highway about 6:55 a.m. on Friday. So that was about 15, 16 hours ago now. But like we said before, Seaford Beach is not actually in Frankston. It's in Seaford. But then they found some items belonging to the woman in Frankston. So two separate crime scenes, including that sand that looks like someone has definitely been severely injured. That definitely looks like arterial, some sort of deep wound that you would actually be losing quite a lot of blood. Caseboo said maybe she was the wife of a gang member. Gang member in Frankston? Never. No, it actually is quite a possibility. Let's see. Body was found in beach of Frankston. It's not Frankston. Who the fuck wrote this? Let's see. 20 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. Yeah, let's go to this one. Woman's body spotted floating at popular beach. Well, that's never what you want to see at a popular beach. You never want to see a body floating. Yeah, they say a second crime scene is in place on Frankston beachfront after a number of items were located. Police are investigating whether they are linked to the death of the woman. The woman has yet to be identified, and officers have said it is too early to determine whether or not her death is suspicious. Well, I bring you Exhibit A. How the hell did that much blood get on the beach? Like, I don't think you just pull her from the water and you're like, oh my God, she just keeps bleeding. Like, it's so strange. Dead bodies don't normally bleed unless they've been like, even if you chop it in half, sure, it'll bleed a bit, but she's not going to continue to bleed once she is dead because your heart is not moving, therefore not pumping any blood around your body. So this would have to be perimortem, have to be like pre-death. Gangland killing of a woman doesn't happen that often. Not a woman. Kathy Lynch says, "Do we know if the blood goes with the body?" No, we don't. It's just a guess. Maybe a shark came along and bit off a guy's hand, and he's like, "Oh my God, my hand!" And then an ambulance came, and then they took him to hospital. And then they found the body, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's blood on the beach," and then we found a body. Maybe they're connected, but nobody knows about the shark. That could be true. Glitter says maybe she did it to herself. Maybe. It's a pretty weird. It's a pretty weird. Like for people who do this type of thing, I don't understand why she'd be bleeding though. What did she do? Stab herself and then throw herself into the water? I mean, I'm not saying it's unlikely, but it's just a strange way of doing it. Yeah, the fact her belongings were a suburb away, or actually 2 suburbs, is a bit weird. Yeah. Could be, those sharks with they're growing legs and now they come onto land. Soon they're gonna take over society. Yeah, but that's all we really know. It's just a weird story right now. Not a lot other than the blood, her items, and her have been talked about. So I will let you know if we hear more about this. I will definitely tell you because it'll be the biggest trending topic in my area. Who did this come? No, not that one. Let's go here. What does it say? It says a body of a woman found in the ocean on the outskirts of Melbourne as potentially linked items wash ashore. wash ashore. What did Ping say earlier? I wouldn't be surprised if the currents took it down to Frankston and put it on the beach because the current tends to move in a southeast direction. So maybe, yeah, I had a feeling that might have been what happened. They say police have set up a second crime scene on the other beach further to the south. And they say the woman is yet to be formally identified, is not yet known if the death is suspicious. Police are investigating whether the items they found were linked to the woman. The woman's body was found in the ocean. A post-mortem examination will look to figure out her cause of death. Police want anyone with information to come forward. Yes, if you put a woman in the ocean, you should come forward to police and call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. The police really want you to come forward and tell them all the information you know about how you put the woman in the ocean. Don't keep that to yourself. Make sure you report that. Land shark? Could be land shark. They're pretty common. They hang out everywhere. Yeah, so that's all we know about that. Okay. Let's go to our title story. The one on here, the title. Like it's right above me. Look, see? This guy. We were talking about Antarctica earlier. So we were talking about the incidents on McMurdo and the other ones on the South African research facility. Now, this one comes from Sean, the Mr. Sheep himself. He was talking about this one to me in email, and I was like, this would be very interesting. This is Rodney Marks. That's him in the photo there in 1998. So that's his photo. And you'll be like, well, Ping, why? Did someone sexually assault him like the women? And I'll be like, no, that's not what happened. And you'll be like, well, then why are you telling us about it? And I'll be like, it's very interesting. So Rodney was found dead on a research facility in Antarctica. And his death was reported to authorities. But because it took so long for the weather to clear up, remember we talked about the weather in the show earlier? That's why they can't rescue the people from South Africa, is because it's setting into the winter season. There's too many snowstorms and blizzards and bad weather and cold fronts and things circulating around Antarctica, which makes it very hard to get a rescue mission out there. So when Rodney died, they stored him on the base until they could get him back to the mainland for half a year. They stored him for 6 months. 6 months. That's a long time. Yeah, it is a very, very sad story. And it is what is freaky about it, most likely there is a murderer out there that worked on the research facility and was never charged with Rodney Marks' murder. They believe that someone deliberately fed him methanol and he became methanol poisoned and died. And you might be like, well, Ping, these people are in this secluded, very hard to get to location. Maybe they ran out of alcohol and they started making bathtub vodka. Well, no. This particular research station had so much alcohol that they said it would be almost impossible to drink it dry with the amount of people that were there. They were they shipped so much booze there to make sure that they could cope that it would just be impossible. So apparently he had access to copious amounts of alcohol that it just wouldn't be worth it to make like bathtub gin or, bathtub vodka. It's just not worth it. That he can just go to the bar and get as much alcohol as he wanted. So that leads us to theory number 2. Someone on that station deliberately poisoned him with methanol over a period of time because he actually went to the doctor on board a few times and was like, "I don't feel so good. I can't see properly. Like I feel really weird. I don't know what's going on, but I feel really sick." And he did this a few times before his death. And they tried to treat him. They weren't quite sure what was going on. And then he passed away. When they tested his body, they found high amounts of methanol in his blood. But again, to this day, they don't know who would have done it to him. And the US government has not allowed New Zealand authorities to interview the entire crew that were on the base. The family and I think the coroner found out who was on the research station at the time through the internet. And they actually sent out a survey asking like different information about Rodney and, like, did you know him? What did you do with him? Did you hang out? Did you go drinking? Did you see this? Did you see that? I think it was like out of 34 people they needed to interview, only 11 people replied to the email. 11 out of like 34. That other, what is it, like 20, like 20 something people, any one of those could be the murderer. And as long as they just don't ever say anything, they'll never be linked to it. Because again, it took them half a year to get the body back to the mainland. That is a lot of time for anyone to destroy evidence, get rid of things, make things look different. Trying to investigate a murder after someone has been in a freezer for half a year after their death and everyone else's lives continued, and you know it's very easy to destroy a murder scene, any equipment used, needles, and get rid of them. So the chances of us ever knowing who killed Rodney Marks, it's probably minuscule. Minuscule. Yeah, they say here the final autopsy finding released in September 2008 was somewhat disconcerting to the Pole community and his family. His father admits that the source of the methanol poisoning will probably never be determined. The 25th of September 2008 New Zealand Herald, which discusses the autopsy findings, is no longer available. So I refer you to the Wikipedia page about his death and subsequent investigations. Um, yeah, so we can take you there and show you a little bit about it. So yeah, he was an astrophysicist who died from methanol poisoning while working in Antarctica. If he indeed was murdered, he would be the only known murder to occur in Antarctica, that like in modern civilization. So he did the winter. He did the winter season at the South Pole Station between 1997 and 1998, before being employed at the South Pole with the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory, working on the Antarctic Submillimeter Telescope and Remote Observatory, a research project for the University of Chicago at the, I tried to pronounce this before and I got it wrong. Is it Amundsen? Amundsen Scott South Pole Station. He was engaged to Sonia Walter, who was overwintering as a maintenance specialist at the base in order to be with him. So his girlfriend came with him, or his fiance. And it says here on 11th of May 2000, Rodney Marks became unwell while walking between the remote observatory and the base. He became increasingly sick over a 36-hour period, three times returning in an increasingly distressed state to the station's doctor, to the point that advice was sought by satellite on his condition, but he died the next day on the 12th of May, age 32, with his condition undiagnosed. The whereabouts of the station doctor, Robert Thompson, are unknown. So apparently the doctor on board they don't know where he is. Interesting. But what do we know about methanol poisoning? What did we learn when those girls were in Vietnam? What did we learn? We learned that it takes quite a while to kick in, but once you metabolize it, you're in a lot of trouble. And his 36-hour period is about right for methanol poisoning. So you drink it, you feel like, oh, I'm a little drunk and, feel really good. And within the next 3 to 12 hours, you increasingly feel more sick and sick. Like you can even go blind. By that point, and a little bit after, it's already too late. You've already metabolized it. And the only way out of it is if your body is somehow able to filter it out and you're able to survive, probably with medical intervention. But it is a very hard thing to do, especially once it's already fully metabolized. You are you are really at the gates of the shiny north. You are very much in God's hands for real. That's unfortunately what happened to those two Australian girls, the couple of European girls, and the American last year. They unfortunately drank methanol overseas. By the time they realized what had happened, they thought it was a hangover, but it wasn't. It was methanol poisoning. By the time they were so sick that they couldn't even walk properly, they finally went to hospital and they died. That's very, very similar to what happened to Rodney. So it's very concerning because where did the methanol come from and who had it? Was it the doctor? Did the doctor do it to him? One of the points I found interesting was this. He had a girl who loved him, and she even traveled to Antarctica just so she could be with him. She took a mission to be there as well so they could be together. He was just about to finish some very important research and get a lot of accolades, and it was going to be a big deal. He'd spent a lot of time on this research, and it was just about to pay off. I think it's very. Oh, cool. Thanks, Sean. Sean says methanol was used on base to clean with. There you go. Thanks, Sean. If you used it to clean with, how would you get it into in sufficient quantities to hurt someone? So we learned how much a sufficient quantity is. It's not a lot. It's about like that much. It's not a huge amount. Like maybe like three shots. About 3 shots or something like that is about enough to kill someone. So you got to build up a tolerance. Is that what you do? You drink the methanol? Hey, what happened to all my cool no. Who- Hmm. There we go. There we go. That looks better. He emailed me. He's listening. He must be listening to the show, but he emailed me while I was talking. No, 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 no. He emailed me. I was reading an email. He says here 6 months is a lot of time. Methanol was used on the base to clean with. So he's listening to what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, if they cleaned with it, you would still have to get it into his, stomach or inject it into him. Now, one of the weird things I did read about, Rodney Marks is when on his body in the autopsy, they found needle marks on his body. They found unexplained needle marks. So that could have been the way they administered the methanol. But you would think if someone had injected you with methanol, wouldn't you have known about it? Like, it's not like you can just sneakily inject someone with a syringe. It's it's odd. It's almost like it happened post-mortem because like maybe someone did something, tried to inject something. I don't know. It's a little strange. Here, let me change to where's our thing? Come on, stupid thing. Here, here. Let's go back here. Yep. No, they say here that the Christchurch in New Zealand coroner said, in my view, it is most likely that Marks ingested the methanol unknowingly. Ingested means it goes through your mouth into your stomach. He would have said it's in my view that someone injected Marks without him knowing, but no, he says it was ingested. Here it says DSS Warmold stated it was not credible to believe he had deliberately drunk the methanol when he had already access to a large supply of alcohol on the base. Marks had recently entered into a new relationship and had nearly completed important academic work and had no financial problems. He had promptly sought treatment for an illness that confused him, and there was no reason to suspect a self removal from Earth ideology. So it's not like he wanted to remove himself from our world. And this is the creepy thing that I saw. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here. Having obtained details of the 49 people working at the base at the time, they they tried to get in contact with them and like none of them, only like 11 people replied to that email about like information about Rodney and what happened and were you there that night, or only 11 people out of almost 50 people. It's crazy. In December 2006, the Christchurch coroner reconvened the investigation, the results of which were widely reported. The coroner's hearing in Christchurch was then adjourned indefinitely. Mark's father thanked the New Zealand police, who he said faced an arduous task of dealing with people that quite obviously don't want to deal with them. In January 2007, 7 years after the death, the case was again front page news in New Zealand when documents obtained under America's Freedom of Information Act suggested diplomatic heat was brought to bear on the New Zealand inquiry. In September 2008, the written report resulting from the December 2006 inquest was released. The coroner could not find evidence to support theories of a prank gone wrong, nor foul play, nor S word. The cause of the fatal methanol poisoning has never been determined, and the Marks family has given up hope of learning what happened. Paul Marks, Rodney's father, is quoted as saying, and I don't think we are going to find out any more in regards to how Rodney died. I see that as a fruitless exercise. So they just have given up. The family have given up ever knowing exactly how the methanol got into Rodney's system and why he had to die. I think that is very sad. I think that is, you know, if someone really did do this, they have to live with that for the rest of their life on their conscience that they took the life of Rodney Marks. Uh, there is a documentary. Joe Neal says you know the difference if you drank it straight. Yeah, it had to be someone who mastered it somehow, like put it into his food or a drink or something like that. You have to master the taste of it because I'm guessing it's very like woof. Like when you drink it, it probably tastes like vodka. It's probably like strong. Yeah, hold on, I need a drink. Hold on. Glitter said, would it still not have been in his stomach since he was frozen the whole time? No, because he died 36 hours after originally showing symptoms, meaning by that time it would have already metabolized through his system, meaning there would be nothing left in his stomach to test. It would already have been a part of his body, passed through his kidneys, and any extras expelled through his urine. There would be nothing there to test. The only way they know it's methanol is through his blood work that they were able to do post mortem. So no, you cannot test his stomach contents. It wouldn't do anything. Yeah, let's see here. I think it's crazy that it took him half a year to get the body back to land. So yeah, here. Mark's body was held for nearly 6 months over winter before it could be flown to Christchurch, New Zealand, the base for American activities in Antarctica for autopsy. Once in New Zealand, a post-mortem established that Marks had died from methanol poisoning. Both the US and Australia agreed to a coroner's inquest being held in New Zealand. Jurisdiction issues in the Antarctic are complicated. Most Americans' operations within Antarctica, including the South Pole base, are within the Ross Dependency Territory claimed by New Zealand, from where supplies are dispatched. The US government does not accept New Zealand's claim to territorial sovereignty or the application of New Zealand law to the US citizens operating in the Antarctic from Operation Deep Freeze's Christchurch base. New Zealand has not questioned the use of US Marshals in relation to crimes involving only Americans in the Ross Dependency. An investigation was undertaken by Detective Senior Sergeant Grant Wormold of the New Zealand Police at the direction of Richard McElra, the Christchurch coroner at the time. The formal verdict has yet to be entered. A 2006 series of coroner court hearings and statements to the media raised questions from both the police and the coroner's court if Mark's poisoning was intentional. The detective senior sergeant said, "In my view, it is most likely Marks ingested the methanol unknowingly." So you get multiple answers as you go through different coroner inquiries in this particular one. It's hard to know. Joe Neal said the sensation in your mouth would be different. I've gotten rubbing alcohol in my mouth accidentally, and it's nothing like how vodka feels on the tongue. I don't know. I've never drank methanol. That's probably why I'm still here today. I've never drank it, so I don't know. But I do know that when the people drink it overseas, they can't tell the difference between a vodka and Coke and a methanol and Coke. Apparently, there's no like real difference that they're able to detect. So don't know how that works, but apparently that's what I've heard. Give me one sec, guys. All right. There we go. Yeah, it'd have to be mixed with something to, you know, be able to get it down probably. But yeah, I don't have anything else on that. But I thought it was interesting after we talked about what would crimes do or like how are crimes treated in Antarctica if they happen. Like we are talking with the people on the two different bases that have experienced physical violence and sexual violence in two different cases that mirror each other on South African one and the US research station by two different crews. But yeah, very interesting. So that's how they do a murder. You just never get any answers. So if you want to kill someone, go to Antarctica. They'll never figure it out because apparently they never figured this one out. Just use methanol. They'll never know. They'll never know whether it's intentional or you meant to do it. Okay. By the way, you know, Ping has a new celebrity crush. Now, if you've been watching my Twitter, you may have seen me post it a couple of hours ago. Ping has a brand new celebrity crush, and she does documentaries and true crime and things like that. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know who this is, but I thought you might be interested in maybe watching some of her documentaries because she's very good. Ping likes her a lot. It's a shame that she's married because I mean, maybe I'd have a shot. Maybe I'd have a shot. This lady here. So, for our UK people, you might know who this is. This is Stacey Dooley, and she's great. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate it. Murder's trying to say. I will read it out, my friend. I will have a read of that. Thank you. I will try and find what you sent me. Anyway, I thought I am going to I'm going to add her to my celebrity list of people, my top 5 of like if I ever meet them in real life, I'm allowed to, sleep with them. Yeah. It's pretty boring. So if you don't know who she is a media personality in the UK. She does all these type of different documentaries. She's done heaps of different ones. She had a series. She had one called Sleepover in the USA, which she went and stayed with different families and did different things in the US. But she does all these type of investigative journalism type documentaries, which I quite like. They're pretty good, and there's some good watching. The one I watched before I jumped on here, she went to like a prison for teenage girls, and it was a prison called Shock, SHOCK, and it's almost like a military regiment. So these girls have to ask for like permission to do everything, like to sit down, to go to sleep, to eat, to talk, to like they really drill them into them that you've lost your liberties by being inside here, and that the only way to regain those liberties is to do your time, learn your lesson, and never come back. And apparently it's an alternative to jail. So it was a pretty good documentary. We call that a hall pass. While in Australia, we have a thing that's called like a celebrity, like a list that you can have, and you can have like a top 5, like it's a little game people play of like 5 celebrities that if you ever meet them, you can sleep with them without destroying your marriage or whatever. Because they're just that rare that why not? Hey Jeanette, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to have you. Oops, not that one. Yeah, so if you like her, you should look up some of her documentaries. She does a good job. Probably her, and the other one I really like is I'm waiting on a new season of it now, is the girl who does Trafficked. If you've ever watched Trafficked on Nat Geo, it's a really good one. Yeah, that too, probably. Yeah, so I'm waiting for a new season of Trafficked. Normally comes out in January. I don't know what the holdup is, but I feel like we are delayed very much in a new season of Trafficked. And if you haven't watched it, you should, because it's one of the greatest investigative journalism documentaries ever. I put it up there like top 5. She is so good. Her sources are so good that she really gets inside these underworlds and shows you how they work, and I love it. I cannot wait for season 4, and I want it to hurry up. Hurry up. We need more Mariana. We need more Mariana Vanzella. She is a great documentary maker. Great. So if you haven't watched that, hop on Nat Geo and Disney Plus and watch it. There's 3 seasons. Personally, I think season 1 and 2 are the better ones, but season 3 is pretty good too. All right. Yes, we have a ghost. I blame Trish. She sent the ghost to me. She sent it through eBay. All right. Let me see. I think I had one more story I wanted to talk to you about. If I can find it. No, that's not it. Nope. There was a breaking news that happened a couple of hours ago. Hold on. No, that's not. Here. So remember how I talked to you about that caravan and how it was all fake? You guys remember that? How it was supposed to be this big terrorism plot, and it was supposed to be against Jewish people. It was supposed to be like anti-Semitic. Remember that? Well, this afternoon, tactical police swarm house in Dural in Sydney in major police operation, and they're saying it's not connected as such, but check this out. A major police operation is underway in Sydney's northwest, understood to be connected to the body of a young father found partially buried in a paddock. Dozens of police vehicles swarmed a residential property on Wilds Road, which runs the border of Arcadia and Middle Dural, about 50 kilometers northwest of Sydney at 12 p.m. on Friday. Yeah, so they're saying here New South Wales police declined to specify what prompted the raid, but have since confirmed shortly after 7 p.m. that the operation has now ended, though officers remain in the area as part of an ongoing investigation. Police spoke to an 80-year-old woman at the scene before the property was searched with assistance from tactical police. No arrests have been made. Police remained at the scene where they continued to make inquiries. Yes. Oh, look at this. They're trying to hop over a brick fence. Look at that. They're like, oh, do you think we can step on the bricks? And the other guy's like, yeah, sure. They look pretty sturdy. Just hop on and have a go. And he's like, wait. Let me actually make it taller so we can hop over the fence more easily. And he's like, oh, Roger, that's a great idea. He's like, wow, that's why you're the captain. And he's like, well, that's why they gave me the badge. See, that's what that picture is all about. Yeah, the raid has reportedly been linked to the discovery of a deceased man one suburb over in Glenorrhea on March 15. The police identified the body as John Birch, 39, who was found dead in a nearby paddock only a few hundred meters from the property that is currently being searched. One Dural resident posted on social media that he was shocked to see at least 20 police in riot gear and masks on Friday. And they said, was lucky to see a cop car once a month years ago, let alone a SWAT team. Well, with the caravan operation over the last, many months, and now this thing, Dural's had a very busy month with police investigations. They've had they've had more than their fair share of SWAT teams. So I don't know. I'd never heard about this. Police identified the body as John Birch. Let's see who John Birch is. Who the hell is John Birch? Okay, let's go to 7 News in Sydney.
Good evening. We're learning more about the murder mystery playing out in our northwest tonight. A 40-year-old father from St Mary's has been identified as the victim, but police still don't know how he died.
They're now investigating whether a car crash could have killed him before his body was found partially buried on a Glenorrhy property. And tonight, police have no suspects in custody.
John Birch, a beloved father and caring friend.
If he liked you, he would give you the world if he could. Like if he had it, he shared it.
The 40-year-old went missing on Thursday. His family reported it to police. They didn't expect this.
It's sad for anybody, to have to end their life in such a tragic way.
The St Mary's man was found dead, his body partially buried in a paddock on a property in Glenorrhy.
It was like a crime scene, mate. There was police everywhere.
3 people were arrested nearby, 2 men aged 24 and 34 and a 35-year-old woman, all taken to Castle Hill Police Station. Neighbours say they heard a loud noise earlier that day, suspecting someone was hit by a car.
Apparently there was a bang early in the morning.
They say it happened around 6 a.m. yesterday. Police discovered the remains in this paddock around 6 hours later, then arresting 3 people from the Glennis Place property. Police say last night they spotted
I can't help but stop it there and say, you always hope there's a bang in the morning. And if there's not, you may be sorely disappointed. Although I'm not sure that's what they're talking about in this particular, scenario.
someone trying to break in.
Yeah, the helicopter's been around and the police have been there most of the night, I think.
They were there all day too, bagging evidence as they launched Strike Force Holdren to investigate.
The 3 people arrested from here yesterday have since been released without charge. Detectives are awaiting the results of a post-mortem examination to determine exactly how the victim died.
A GoFundMe page has been launched to support John's mother, partner and child. Bill Hogan, 7 News.
Good evening.
I'm so confused where that music's coming from. What the F? Alright, guys, hold on. That was so weird. That was like the weirdest music that was playing. That was so weird. Yeah, so there you go. Mr. Birch found semi-buried in a paddock in Dural. What is going on? I think I told you all, I went to school in Dural when I was a teenager. So I actually know that area pretty good. Used to be like a very country, rural type area, a lot of farms out there when I was a kid. Geez, I sound old. When I was a kid, this place was all farms and but it was. It was all farms and horses, and there was no development out there. I think Round Corner was about the only place that had a store between Round Corner, Dural, and Castle Hill. Yeah, there was like nothing out there. We used to walk from school to Round Corner and hang out at the gymnasium there because it was the only place that sold food and drinks and things like that at lunchtime. Sean said, "Is that murder hot off the press?" Yeah, pretty hot off the press. Glitter says, "Shake my damn head." Well, it's pretty sad when someone ends up in a paddock. Yeah, I agree. Pretty like what is the world coming to where that is a like a thing? It's pretty awful, right? Let me just double check this. Okay, thank you. All right, let's search him again. John Birch, eh?
Found dead in a paddock at Glenorrey in Sydney's northwest has been revealed. The father wasn't a local.
Yeah, I'm just going to pause that. They say John Birch has been identified as the body found at a paddock in Sydney's northwest as police work on a new theory surrounding his death. Officers were seen searching for a missing man when they found suspected human remains under a tarp near a home in Glenorrey. Glenorrey? Yeah. About 11 a.m. yesterday. They say he was a man described as a big character with an even bigger heart. Well, somehow someone thought it was a great idea to bury him. Why? I don't know. Let's see. What is their theory? Police are investigating whether Birch had been run down by a ute on Gleness Street about 6 a.m. yesterday. So someone like deliberately hit him maybe? Or someone driving home accidentally plowed him down? That would explain the loud bang that they heard. They said the house was crawling with detectives and forensic specialists who spent the last 24 hours collecting evidence where they found the body. The occupants of the home, 2 men and a woman, were arrested yesterday and questioned overnight. They have all been released without charge, but it sounds like they were back out there today searching the home next door to that one, and that's the one that had the SWAT team there today. They said while they're in custody, an unknown person tried to break into the home to search for drugs and cash. What is going on at this home where even when they're not home and they're in custody and police are searching the property, someone tried to break in to search for drugs and cash. What the hell? They say investigations remain ongoing as police await the results of a post-mortem examination on Mr. Birch. So there's a photo of him too. Let's get that up on the screen. There's the guy they found in the paddock. Glitter says that's not what I was shaking my head about. Oh, okay. You keep shaking your head. Seems like a decent enough guy. Why he had to end up dead, I don't know. Why did they hit him with a vehicle? Who knows? And why would you bury someone in a paddock, but only half bury them? Like you were planting a flower. Were you hoping a zombie might grow? That is very strange. All right, one more story, then we're going to get out of here because it is almost midnight local time. So I posted this one on Twitter, but if you missed it, it says here, the death of a man who was hit by a truck at a recycling centre in Sydney's West has triggered a safety warning at work sites across New South Wales. They say an investigation has been launched after the man in his 50s died while working at the Greenacres site about 7:30 p.m. yesterday. Just hours earlier, a worker in his 40s was seriously injured after being crushed by 2 cars at a smash repair workshop in Auburn. Get this guy that died at the recycling place, he didn't die just by being hit by the truck. He died after he was amputated and the amputation caused his death. That is for real. An amputation caused his death. It sounds brutal. Yeah. Man is killed in freak workplace accident at Sydney recycling plant. And if I can find it, yeah. Police were seen outside a business called Aussie Recycling, where it is understood the man in his 50s had a body part amputated, which resulted in his death. He has yet to be formally identified. The driver of the truck, also believed to be in his 50s, was taken to hospital for mandatory testing. The Greenacre site is one of two recycling facilities run by the company. The other is in Strathfield South. According to its website, the family-owned business utilizes the latest in technology as well as the most environmentally friendly sorting methods to minimize the amount of waste that gets diverted to landfill. Except if you're a human worker, apparently. And then it thinks you need to be amputated. And apparently you die. Apparently that's what happens. That happened to you, did it? That's an interesting story, Joe, Mr. Joe Neal. How did that happen to you? Was it when you were working at the recycling center? Did you get hit by a car too? That would explain a lot. Let's see. All right. All right, my ladies and gentlemen, I love you very, very much. I am going to wind up for the night. I appreciate it. I love you all. We seem to have got 2 donations tonight. One from Sean. I appreciate it, buddy. And another one from my friend Woman of Steel. I think that's her monthly membership. I appreciate that, guys. That helps a lot. We are currently saving money for the trial. So every dollar I get gets even my AdSense money that I get every month. I'm just saving it for the trial because it's freaking expensive. Joe Neal says his Todger. I don't think that's what got him. Did I cover the JFK files yet? 80,000 JFK files. I don't know if we will. It's a lot of files. I'm not sure what you want me to do with it. Do you want me to go through all the paperwork with you, or do you want me to pick out things that I would think you might find interesting? Is that what you want me to do? It's 80,000 files. I don't know if we have time to do that. I might be on the air for 3.5, days at a time, doing 20,000 at a time. We can cover it at some point though. If you think there's a really interesting information or something you want to hear about, we can do that. Hey Jeanette, my friend. You didn't have to stay up late. That's good. I'm glad you caught it in the morning, my friend. It's nice to do one in the morning every now and then and see people who can't make the really late shows, because some people it's just far too late. Midnight, they got work and things like that. They can't stay up. What is a Todger? A Todger is a penis. That is Old English for male appendage. So if you hear the word Todger again, that is English for male appendage. Yep. So now you learnt a new word. Always learning new words on Nights with Ping. I taught you all about the jail pocket. I taught you all about the rock spider. And now you get to learn about the Todger. Para mi amigo Ping. All right, I will. All right. I will. I'll get some of those biscuits. You live English slang. Yeah. They might call that bollocks, right? They'll say bollocks. Bollocks. Hey, I love you all very, very much. It was nice to see you in the morning. It was nice to see you in the morning. Johnson / Roger. Yeah. Give her a good rogering, Sean. Give her a good rogering. Explain minge? No, I'm not going to do that. Well, I know I can. I can do that pretty simply. Minge is the female version of Todger. There you go. See? I didn't even have to say it because we set it up with the whole Todger thing. There you go. So yeah, minge is the female version of it. So if you ever hear people say that word, they're talking about lady parts. So there you go. Education with Ping. Education on the bad words with me. All right, yeah. You jail pockets. I'll see you tomorrow. Sean. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for I'll try be on as early as I can. If we can get on a little earlier tomorrow, not midnight, I'll do that. So if we can get on like 10 or 9 or something like that, I will do that for you. All right? You should say your goal thing up at night. The thing in the chat, or you mean like a thing on the screen like some channels do? We should do that. I think we right now we have about, I think it's about $700 saved for it. We're about 1,300 short. So, and that's not including the money I put into it already. So yeah, we're a little behind. We'll get there. We'll get there. Sean says map of Tassie. Oh, that's a different one. All right. Hey, I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. By the way, from tomorrow, we will have that new ending video. So for those nice people that did donate, your names will be back at the end of the video with the scrolling thing saying thanks. And that'll run throughout the entire trial. So if you donate between now and the end of the trial, your name will be on there. And we'll update it every few days and get everyone's names on there. So you can be a part of it too. So if they take recordings from my channel, they'll have to take you too. Yeah, sleep well. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, so we get that money once a month. Actually, I get paid to tomorrow. I think I get paid tomorrow for AdSense, which helps out a lot. Because we only get paid like once a month. So you have to wait so it's like the 22nd or 22nd for me. I think it's like the 21st for you guys. So it's like the 21st of every month and you have to wait for the cycle. So, but the way they do it is really weird. It's not from like the 21st to the 21st. It's like from the 1st to the 30th and then you get paid on the 21st. Does that make sense? So it's like, so I'm getting paid this month for February. So I get paid this month for the 1st of February to the end of the month. But they don't pay me till the 21st of March. So it's like 8 weeks behind or something, or 7 weeks behind. So you don't see your money for about 7 weeks. Just weird quirk of how it works. That's how they've always done it. It's not so bad when you've done it for a while because it is monthly, but you're like 7 weeks behind. But when I first started it, I had to wait almost 2 months to get my very first payment. So it was a bit of a pain in the bum. It won't be helpful for anyone. Any way that anyone does it is helpful because it helps out in other ways. Sabbatha says like Kim Iverson did a good coverage on the JFK files. I'll have a look, Sabbatha. I'll look at her one for inspiration. Maybe we can do a JFK night. That would be interesting. I haven't had much of a look at them myself, but I've read some of the things that have come out from them. We'll see. Maybe we'll do JFK. Maybe. All right. Hey, I'll see you tomorrow for a hopefully earlier than midnight show. I love you all. Hey, you got 2 shows tonight. It's like Lucky Ping Day. Lucky TGIF double show day. All right. Love you all. Bye. We should do a marathon on the beach. Yeah, maybe. I'll ask Mrs. Ping if we can do that. You guys want to go to the beach? Tell me in the comments. Maybe we can do it this weekend or next weekend. Let me know. All right. Bye. Love you. Bye.